S.S.S. Vaeira, Tufshin Pei Vav. Really, what a privilege it is to record the shir here from beautiful Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, and we're going to try to do this over here. Not always is it the easiest thing to do. It could be a little bit of a balagan behind me sometimes, but right now, looks like we are good to go. And we're going to start talking about the beginning of this week's parsha. This week's parsha, we begin the process of Geulas Mitzrayim. And really, what a special parsha, the lessons of Geula, lessons that we need to learn for today as we await the Geula that is imminent. We see the way the world is turning and how the world is shaking and everything that's going on in the world. We have no doubt that we are in the last throes of this Golus, and the lessons that we learn from Geulas Mitzrayim are lessons for all time, lessons that we learn for the Geula of then, and also for the Geula coming up now. And the Pasuk tells us, I want to read you the Pasuk. The Pasuk tells us, after the Daled L'Shonis Shel Geula, the Torah tells us, Hashem says, I'm going to bring you to Eretz Yisrael. The Pasuk says, Ve'ivesi eschem el haaretz. I'm going to bring you to Eretz Yisrael, right where we are right now. I'm going to bring you to Eretz Yisrael. V'nasati oisa lochem ma'irasha ani Hashem. That Hashem says, I'm going to give Eretz Yisrael to you, and I'm going to give it to you as an inheritance, as a ma'irasha. And Hashem says that I'm going to bring you to Eretz Yisrael, as we said, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a Yerusha. Give a Yerusha. Something about that doesn't seem to be alike, right? So you're either getting something or it becomes an inheritance to you. So what is v'nosati oisa lochem moirasha? I'm going to give it to you. V'nosati is like a present. I'm going to give it to you as a present. But moirasha means something that you inherit. You're actually not getting it as a present. Two very, very different lashonos. And the Nesivos Shalom points out that if you look in other places also, it would seem that the lashon of matana seems to be greater than a Yerusha. Other places, he brings a raya from other places in the Torah. Other places, Chazal say that a present is greater than receiving an inheritance. As we see that in benching, right? Uveirachta es Hashem alekecha ala oretz hatoiva what? Asher nosan lach. That I'm giving it to you as a gift. And that seems to be the greater of the two, a lashon of getting a matana. At the end of Parshas Boy, the Torah also says, "V'hayoki v'yacha Hashem el haaretz haknani unisana lach." Once again, end of next week's parsha, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you at matana. Yet in our parsha, we have a lashon of giving, but then again, the Torah puts in also getting it as an inheritance. And Chazal tell us from this lashon of matana at the end of next week's parsha that one should not look at Eretz Yisrael as something that our ancestors and previous generations received, and then down the line we inherited it. We shouldn't look at it that way. We should look at it, Chazal say, we're supposed to look at Eretz Yisrael, not that we got it way back, and because the Torah uses a lashon of inheritance, that we now inherited from something that our ancestors got way back. The way we're supposed to look at Eretz Yisrael is that it's a matana every single day. Every day, it's a new gift. The fact that we have Eretz Yisrael, that we got Eretz Yisrael, that is a new gift every single day. We're supposed to look at it as it was given to us today. And it is really telling us, once again, that a gift, a matana, is the greater of the two. It is greater than getting an inheritance. And a person shouldn't think that it's something that Eretz Yisrael is something that we just inherit it. We have to appreciate it as a current gift. And just as a side point, I just want to mention that this alone delivers a message to us how we're supposed to look at and appreciate Eretz Yisrael every single day. This wonderful gift that Hashem gave us thousands of years ago is a gift that keeps on giving. It's a gift that we are, in our generation, privileged to be able to be here. Especially we come here to learn Torah. We came here for Yachikala, and always hopefully we could stay here. It's something that every day we have to look at it as a special gift for that day, the gift that keeps on giving to us. And we actually see the same idea by Shabbos. V'lo nisatoi Hashem Elokeinu l'goyehu ha'aratzois, v'lo hinchaltoi. We see the same thing, just like we see about Eretz Yisrael, that there's the gift of Shabbos, v'lo hinchaltoi malkeinu le'evdei b'silim, that Hashem didn't give it as an inheritance to the Goyim. So let's take a look. Let's try to understand a little bit about gift and inheritance, and then we'll understand why a gift is so much more special. And the Nesivos Shalom tells us that each one, a gift and an inheritance, a matana and a Yerusha, each one has a characteristic that is unique just to that the other one does not have. The mile of a Yerusha, what's the mile of a Yerusha when someone gets an inheritance, is it has nothing to do with the person who's receiving it. Because you could be any type of person. You don't have to have necessarily done something good, something positive, something good. By the very fact that you are an inheritor, you are a child, you're a son, right? So a person receives inheritance regardless of what they are, who they are, and what they've done in life. And even if a person does not actually deserve it on merit, you still receive it because you are an inheritor. And a present, a matana, does not work that way. A matana works differently. A matana works that it's really, really contingent on the way you behave. It's contingent on the person. You don't receive a gift from somebody, actually a real gift from the heart. You don't receive unless you did something good or you are special to that person. And that's why the Gemara, Masechta Baba Basra, Daf Nun Gimel Amar Aleph, tells us that someone who gives a present gives it ayin yafa, with a good eye. In other words, we're happy about something someone did for us, or someone that we like, someone that we love. We give them a gift, and that comes from the heart because they mean something to us. And that's very unlike Yerusha, where it's sort of automatic. The Nesivos Shalom tells us that Avodas Hashem works the same way. This very special word Nesivos Shalom brings from the Yerushalayim Karlin. Yerushalayim Karlin says you have a yid who keeps Shabbos, he does mitzvahs, and after 120 years he's going to come. But let's say he does those mitzvahs, right? Let's say he does those mitzvahs without a geshmak, without a tainug, without a chiyas. He just does the mitzvahs. Says Yerushalayim Karlin that avadi, you're going to get rewarded for it. You're going to get a schar for it. Of course, you did mitzvahs, you kept Shabbos, you did things, you're going to get schar. He says, but when you get to Olam Haba, very scary in a way, when that person gets to Olam Haba, he's going to be in Olam Haba, he's going to be in Gan Eden, but he's going to be like a chair, like a bench in Olam Haba. You're going to be there, you're going to somehow be there, but the same way you didn't do mitzvahs with a geshmak, you didn't do it with tainug, you didn't do it with a chiyas. So this way, same way, you're going to be in Olam Haba. You're going to be there as on the side. You're going to be there, mamish, like a piece of furniture in Olam Haba, which might be a great thing also, but definitely not getting what a person should get from Olam Haba. And the schar is going to be the same way. The way you put in, what you put in this world, that's what the schar is going to be like in Olam Haba. And when it comes now to Eretz Yisrael, says in Nesivos Shalom, it's the same thing. There's an Eretz Yisrael that's given to us as a Yerusha, and Eretz Yisrael that's given to us as a matana. And it depends what we put into it. Do you appreciate Eretz Yisrael? Do you appreciate the Kedusha? Do you take advantage of the Kedusha? Are you understanding what Eretz Yisrael is really about? Do you appreciate it with a geschmack? Do you go to the Mekaymes HaKadoshim in Eretz Yisrael? Do you appreciate the special Torah that you can learn in Eretz Yisrael? If a person does all of that, then Eretz Yisrael to you is a matana. You're doing something special for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives that gift. That person feels Eretz Yisrael as the gift that it really is. Just like that person who, after 120 years, is in Olam Haba, he's in Olam Haba as someone who's going to feel the geschmack and get what they can out of it because they put into it also. But if a person is just in Eretz Yisrael as, okay, we're here and it's a beautiful country and we appreciate the scenery and the tourist sites and everything, then Eretz Yisrael to you is like a Yerusha. You're not putting something in, you're not doing anything. You get the inheritance of Eretz Yisrael because you're a Yid. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Eretz Yisrael to Bnei Yisrael, and you're one of them. You get it, but you're not gonna. Eretz Yisrael is not gonna give back to you what you're not putting in, and that is the lesson that every one of us has to know when we have the special privilege to come here, whether it's for Yarchei Kala that we came to learn for an unbelievably spiritually high week, or you come, whatever you come to Eretz Yisrael for, to understand that Eretz Yisrael is both. The Torah tells us it's both. It's a gift and an inheritance, but it's up to you what Eretz Yisrael will be to you. And as we know, we've seen from the Ma'amorei Chazal that the gift is the much bigger thing, because it means that you're putting in, and you put in, you're going to get back. And that's the way life really works. You put in, you give, and you become something special, someone that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves, someone who loves Eretz Yisrael. It gives it back to you. So we're looking forward to Emir Hashem, Be'ezus Hashem, very soon, to the day when every one of us together, as we said at the beginning of this year, the world is turning, things are happening. What we put in and what we appreciate, that's what we're going to get back, Emir Hashem, when Mashiach comes from Eretz Yisrael. Thank you so much for listening. We're hoping that everybody will join us here, that we'll be able to come back here. Such a special place, such a special privilege to be here. We thank Hashem for this privilege. And remember that when you are in Eretz Yisrael, or if you're here already, wherever you are in the world, it's what you put in. That's what you're going to get back. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom U'Cholach.